Right now, for most people, AI is still just a slightly smarter autocomplete.
Yeah.
They ask a question, they get an answer, maybe they paste it somewhere, and then they just move on. It's
Yeah.
purely transactional.
Totally. And that's like operating AI as a fancy calculator. But the shift that's happening with serious founders is it's transformative.
How so?
They're running entire business functions. I'm talking analysis, content generation, delegation, all through integrated AI systems. We actually have hard data on this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, groups using the more advanced models like GPT-4, they're finishing complex tasks about 25% faster, and the quality is noticeably higher.
Wow.
That's a real compounding productivity shift that's already happening.
So the hard truth is, if you're just using AI like a quick helper, you're not just missing out, you're actually falling behind.
Yeah.
This deep dive isn't about shortcuts. It's about building the entire system. Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today is to cut through the noise and really extract the 6 foundational AI skills you need to build what we're calling an AI-first operating system for your business.
Exactly. The whole principle is about shifting AI from being this side tool you visit sometimes to being the core infrastructure that your workflow passes through.
Really?
It's the difference between asking AI for one answer today and building a system that automatically repeats your wins tomorrow. That's how you scale output without scaling chaos.
So we'll walk through all 6 skills, right? From just capturing raw ideas at thinking speed all the way to turning AI into your strategic advisor. Let's start with that mindset shift. Ditching what you call the fancy calculator trap. A tool helps you once.
Right. But infrastructure like, plumbing or electricity, it compounds. It works for you forever.
So infrastructure means the AI is sitting inside your workflow.
Exactly. It learns your standards, your tone, your frameworks, and it repeats those wins automatically. So you don't start from zero every single morning. But here's a critical insight.
Okay.
AI does not fix chaos. It just amplifies it.
Wait, say that again. If AI amplifies chaos, does that mean most founders rushing to adopt these tools are actually making their businesses worse, just faster?
That is precisely it. They are automating a bad habit. So the first step, the single most critical step, is to build and test the manual process first. Then, and only then, do you use AI to scale that structure.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's move to skill number 1 then, the foundation for this whole system. Voice-to-text mastery. Because if you're still typing out your first ideas, you're just moving too slow.
It really comes down to the cognitive math. You can think and speak about 3 times faster than you can type.
3 times?
Yeah. And typing, it forces you to edit while you think. It just kills your creative flow before the idea can even fully form.
So it's not just about speed, it's about the quality of the input. I'm feeding the AI a much richer, a more raw version of my thoughts if I'm speaking.
Exactly. You stop wasting mental energy on grammar and structure at that initial stage. There's a tool mentioned, Wispr Flow, which is basically an intelligent transcription service.
And what does that do?
It turns that messy stream of consciousness speech into clean, structured text, and it immediately formats it into a really clear, usable prompt.
I love that example of voice prompting a job description for a TIFA staff. You just ramble about the requirements, the personality, everything. And it spits out a professional structured prompt with bullet points. So you skip the whole first draft.
Yep, you get better inputs, which naturally leads to better outputs.
Okay, so we've captured the idea at the speed of thought. Skill number 2 is about what to do with it. AI-assisted content creation. Because, let's be honest, most AI content sounds really generic.
It does. You can smell it a mile away because it's just guessing. It's averaging out the entire internet.
Right.
The solution is to teach AI your unique voice. You do this using dedicated Claude projects. Think of it like a content DNA vault.
Your content DNA. I like that.
Yeah. Instead of asking it to create from scratch, you feed it your best stuff. Transcripts, frameworks, sales calls, anything that's uniquely you. And Claude stops guessing and just starts pattern matching you.
So there's a system to it. 1, upload your material to build that knowledge base. 2, you lock in a really specific prompt that defines your role, your tone, even banned phrases.
Right.
And then 3, you collaborate. The AI gives you hooks and structure, but you're still the final editor.
Precisely. The human has to maintain ultimate judgment, taste. And I'll admit something here, just to be transparent.
Yeah.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. It takes constant checking to keep the AI aligned with that subtle human personality. It's not a set it and forget it thing.
That brings up a critical point, though. If the AI needs a system prompt, what is the human's ultimate role in this content process?
The human must maintain ultimate judgment, taste, and personality over the final draft.
Skill number 3 feels like the answer to a problem every founder has. It's the delegation bottleneck, right? Building SOPs with Loom AI. Writing those standard operating procedures is just so slow.
It's agonizing, so the fix is just to explain it once. With a tool like Loom AI, you record a quick, 5-minute video. You're just talking and showing your screen while you do the task. That's it.
And then the magic happens.
Then you click Generate SOP, and the AI produces this clean, ready-to-use document. It's got numbered steps, and it even pulls screenshots from your video and puts them in the right place.
So every explanation becomes a reusable asset.
Yes. And that compounding effect is massive. One SOP doesn't change much, but 50 of them, that turns a founder from an executor into an operator.
If every explanation becomes an asset, how does that fundamentally change a founder's job?
It turns the founder from a continuous executor into a strategic operator who builds systems.
Okay, let's talk skill number 4. Sales analysis and voice of customer. You call it the copy goldmine, and I think this is huge because most marketing just fails.
It fails because people are guessing what customers care about.
Right, so you get this copy that's polished, but just empty.
Totally empty. So the mining system here is brilliant. You stop guessing. You use a tool like Fathom AI on your Zoom calls. It records, it transcribes, and it captures the exact words from your best customers. The ones who bought fast and paid full price, they are your gold mines.
And then you upload maybe 10 or 20 of those transcripts into a dedicated Claude project.
Right into a vault. And then you ask it specific questions like, what are the top 5 pain points in their exact words? You're looking for those patterns.
So you can contrast the generic copy, like scale your business more efficiently,
with what a customer actually said on a call, which was, stop being the biggest bottleneck in your own company.
Wow. That second one hits so much harder.
It's recognition.
Yeah.
And recognition drives conversion way better than persuasion does.
So how does this constant stream of customer data prevent marketing from just sounding like persuasion?
When marketing uses their exact words, it sounds like recognition, which strongly drives conversion.
All right, skill 5. Data-driven decision-making. This is where we build the AI COO. The problem isn't a lack of ideas anymore. It's too many ideas. Decision paralysis.
Yes. And the solution is kind of counterintuitive. You use AI to kill bad ideas.
Kill bad ideas.
Yeah. You set up a ChatGPT project to act as your strategic advisor, your COO. Its job is to find high-leverage moves, not just create busy work. The framing is so important.
And the inputs have to be real. You have to upload the whole picture, your vision, your goals, current projects, revenue data.
And where your time is actually going, that's the critical one. If you skip that, the advice is just generic.
And then you ask it the hard questions.
The really hard ones, like which projects create the biggest upside with the least effort, or what should we just cut entirely? The AI doesn't have an emotional attachment to your pet projects.
Whoa. Imagine scaling decision-making across all that data without all the human emotional noise. I mean, that's an incredible advantage.
It is. Why does AI as a COO make better choices than a founder sometimes? Because it optimizes for outcomes and data, not for excitement or vibes.
Which brings us to the final piece, the one that ties it all together. Skill number 6, workflow design. This is the operating system itself.
Yeah, this is the one that quietly controls all the others. And the rule is so simple, we keep coming back to it. Design the system first, then add the AI.
On paper first.
On paper. Draw the business machine. Awareness, sales, delivery, renewal. See the structure. AI amplifies that structure. It can't create it from confusion.
And this is where you have to set that boundary rule for the whole system. You decide what stays human.
Right. Taste, trust, the final call. Those are human.
And then what becomes AI?
Repetition, analysis, first drafts. And that's why you have to assign each tool one specific job. It prevents total chaos.
So you're not letting every tool do everything.
God, no. That's a recipe for disaster. You need clarity. For this system, ChatGPT gets strategy and prioritization.
Okay.
Claude gets all the writing and editing. Fathom is just for sales calls. Loom AI is just for SOPs. And Wispr Flow is just for voice to text.
But tools change every month. So why is assigning one job so essential for consistency?
Because mastering core skills lets you swap tools without starting from zero or creating chaotic overlap.
We'll be right back after a quick word about something we rely on. Mid-roll sponsor Reed.
So when we look at how these 6 skills all work together, you start to see this daily flow. The system gets smarter without you having to put in more manual effort.
Give me an example.
Okay, so your morning, You're checking your strategic pulse with ChatGPT, that's skill 5, and you're asking it questions using your voice, that's skill 1.
Okay. Then midday, maybe I'm creating content using my Claude Content DNA Vault.
That's skill 2, and it's based on the concepts you voiced out earlier.
And then at the end of the day,
You're delegating a new process with a Loom video skill 3, which automatically builds out your operating system skill 6. The whole thing is this self-refining loop.
but founders still get stuck. They get stuck at that autocomplete level. Let's just quickly hit the 4 big mistakes that keep them there. Number 1, publishing raw AI content.
It has no personality. It just instantly destroys trust.
Mistake 2, skipping the foundation. Automating chaos just makes mess faster.
You have to build it manually first. It's non-negotiable.
Third, using AI for everything. Strategy and taste. They have to stay human.
The soul of the business, yeah. And finally, chasing tools instead of building skills. If you're rebuilding your workflow every time a new model comes out, you're always at square one.
So what's the big takeaway here? The big idea.
Here's the uncomfortable truth. The gap between these AI native businesses and traditional ones, it's not closing.
It's getting wider.
It is growing exponentially. Using AI was a cool bonus 6 months ago. Today, building this kind of infrastructure is table stakes. It's about survival and scale.
So since AI is getting so good at repetition, analysis, documentation, the founder's highest value job has to shift away from just doing the work.
Completely.
So here's a thought. If AI handles all the mechanics of creation and even strategy analysis, does the human founder's highest value job just become purely the definition of taste?
That is a really powerful thought about where all this is heading. Our encouragement to you listening is just start. Take one skill today. Start building your machine.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.